Kirk Cousins got a lot of moxie, and we've been seeing it all since he has joined the Atlanta Falcons. He had a press conference yesterday chit-chatting about it all, and the internet is certainly cooking and alive. He's iced out alongside Coop.
Yep.
And Joe.
Joe plays.
That sounds like it.
Joe Cousins.
Yeah. I could see Joe Cousins.
I know Coop made a great fire on the quarterback series that Kirk Cousins was incredibly impressed with. And you're talking about just like the most wholesome family. Everybody talks about Cole's Cash. That's where Kirk Cousins shops. Then he gets into a team that has grills and chains last year in Minnesota, and it became his calling card. Yeah. Look at this nerd kind of experience life through the lens of some other people, and he
crushed.
Oh, yeah.
He started killing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, Kirk Cousins becomes the biggest babyface in the league. You watch that quarterback think it's like, I love this guy. Not only is he babyface and I think self-aware, smart, and very capable as a quarterback, always has been for every team that he's ever played for. This whole thing started, by the way, at Washington.
At the time,
not
the Commanders.
No, you should. The old team, not the football team.
No,
the one before that.
Yeah.
The one before that.
Right.
Which we didn't name it.
No.
Can we say it?
No, I don't. People do though.
They do.
Whenever they're talking about the history of the game,
talking about them in past tense, they have.
They're always like, "Well, that guy was playing for the Washington." Just right through it. It's like, whoa, are you allowed to? And then there was that entire petition that happened allegedly.
Right.
A lot of names, a lot of signatures.
And then there was a petition the other way coming back at it.
Yeah, both sides.
Luke Combs is calling me.
Oh, nice.
We're live. I'm live on the air right now. I am live on the air right now.
I love it.
Hey, you did great yesterday, man. You got anything to say to Carolina Panthers fans with their response to you?
Oh, yeah, man. I just want to say I love them, dude. I'm all in. I'm a team guy. You know that.
We found that out yesterday. What are you doing right now? You golfing?
I'm golfing, dude. You know, we the best.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You know how it is.
You
I stink at golf, dude.
We all do. I don't know if you're built for it, Luke. No offense. I don't want to body shame, but I don't think I've ever seen many pros built like you.
No, dude. You haven't. You haven't seen many guys with an elite performance. You know?
All right, we're going to do our show. Have a good one out there. We appreciate you.
All right, bud.
All
See you,
right.
boys.
Keep pounding.
All right, Luke.
See you, Luke. Love you, buddy.
I called him earlier to tell him how appreciative we were of his appearance yesterday.
Yeah.
He was hilarious on the show.
Yeah. Yes.
He was just calling back. We the best out there. He's got the Tommy Hilfiger collab with DJ Khaled he's been talking about. Luke Combs never said what a lot of people say when they're describing the team that Kirk Cousins was drafted to. When Kirk Cousins was drafted to the Washington football team, that was a wild time. They had just traded the future of the entire franchise to get RG3. He's going to be our guy. He's going to be our starter. Oh, yeah, we're also bringing you in, which a lot of people think is very capable of being an NFL quarterback. He just had to kind of keep his head down. He was a backup quarterback, had to avoid the drama. He bet on himself multiple times in Washington when he took the one-year franchise. Then he would do it again with another deal, then another deal, then another deal. The guy is a living American dream when it comes to football. He's bet on himself. It's paid off. He's self-aware. He's seen himself now become the absolute babyface around the league when at one point he was known as the guy that rips off teams. They pay too much, and he can't win the big one. Then you start going through the stats of the big games. It's like, I don't think Kirk Cousins has ever had a problem in the big games. I think maybe his teams have potentially failed, even though win-loss is a quarterback stat. Kirk Cousins was taking the brunt of it. Then over the last couple of years, wins massive games, has the largest comeback in NFL history in his resume against the Indianapolis Colts. They had a squad that we thought maybe could go win the Super Bowl. The brand new Vikings.
Yep.
Now he's talking about going down to Atlanta with the skill players that they have with Raheem Morris. And he's saying, if I play good, this is the team I'm going to retire with. Now, one half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs. Kirk Cousins is a guy, if he ended up as a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, obviously not at $180 million. The Steelers have never done that.
Correct.
But you were a team that needed a quarterback, seemingly, going into this offseason, even though Kenny Pickett's coming back, you didn't really know. If the Steelers signed Kirk Cousins, I think you're pumped about it. If the Colts signed Kirk Cousins, would be pumped about it. I think every team at this point would be pretty pumped about Kirk Cousins. It's the $100 million guarantee that I think Atlanta had to eat that not every other team would.
Sure, but I mean, Kirk, we talk about how he's made all this money, but he has earned all that money, and I don't think anyone's ever regretted a contract that they've given Kirk Cousins. Like, I don't think any team would say like, "Oh, we've regretted this contract," because he's played well with every contract.
It made the place better.
Yeah. And
everywhere.
yes, I would have accepted Kirk Cousins at that price with arms wide open, because when the Steelers got Russ Wilson, it did nothing for their odds. It didn't. I promise you that. Guess who's the favorite to win the NFC South? It's the Atlanta Falcons by a good bit. They are minus 110. I think the Bucs are like plus 330.
Did that change with the addition of Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, because they didn't know what the books assumed it was Kirk at one point, so it was kind of cooked in there. But once it went there, it went there. Like they're heavy favorites to win the NFC South, and that's not because of anything but Kirk Cousins.
Okay, so the books respect Kirk Cousins. We respect Kirk Cousins. Feels like Atlanta's learning a lot about Kirk Cousins. They're appreciating Kirk Cousins and what he is. Now, granted, if you lose, everybody will hate you.
Sure.
I mean, that's just how it goes in the NFL. That's the way of being a quarterback. Travis Kelce talked about it. He's not the only one. We do need video of Kirk Cousins' first trip to Magic City. Ever wings.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going for a show. Now, a show's happening,
Of course.
Sure.
but he's going to be there for the wings.
He's eating.
Just like Lou.
Lou Will.
That's
Lemon
right.
Pepper.
Just like Lou Will, who had an appearance, wanted to pick up some lemon pepper wings from Magic City, go back to the bubble. How you doing? Keep it moving. All of a sudden, somebody says, hey, Jack Harlow's eating wings here at Magic City at the same time. Can we take a selfie at this wing stop, this wing joint, Magic City, and then post it? And Lou Will got banned from the bubble, was suspended, and everything. But I think it was at that moment everybody learned that Magic City's wings are worth getting suspended for an entire season from the NBA to eat. Everybody talks about everything else going on here. You know, a lot dancing,
Sure.
some athletics,
You bet.
some falling from the sky and stopping themselves inches away from the floor going, wow, those thighs are strong.
How'd you do that?
How'd you do that trick? How'd you do that entire? We need Kirk to experience Atlanta, and I think he will, especially with the team that they have around him. Now, Mike Florio is taking a little bit of a victory lap.
Sure.
Mike Florio came on our particular program and laid out how his operation at Pro Football Talk works and how it has worked for so long, and how he gets some stories where other people don't, and mostly because he's saying, we'll get tipped off by somebody, then I kind of have to go reverse engineer it. Like, hey, I know this. How do we make this legit? How do we make it legit? And he said, I haven't been able to confirm this yet, but from what I'm being told from a source in the know at the time, Kyle Pitts and Kirk have already talked about jerseys and the number 8 and everything like that. Then Kyle Pitts quote tweeted that video that was taken out of context from somebody else and put into a different tweet. Quote tweeted that and said, these guys been saying, this is actually funny. You guys come up with anything. So then yesterday, Kirk Cousins was like, Kyle Pitts and I have been talking for a while. We talked about the number. I was going to offer up money for the number 8. Kyle Pitts said, just give me targets, bro. Just give me targets and I'll be good with it. So Mike Florio quote tweets it and goes, just like I said it would.
Bingo.
He's got to feel great about this. This is not the first time that an insider had something and a player has openly disputed it from our particular program. J.K. Dobbins checked Ian Rappaport. I think when Rappaport said that J.K. Dobbins will not be active week 1, that is not the expectation. J.K. Dobbins was like, this dude don't know nothing. Then he wasn't.
Correct.
Active. Ian Rappaport took a big victory lap in this entire thing. But what I heard there is that Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins are off to a great start.
Great start.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're a Falcons fan, you got to be thanking the heavens because all they thought last year was that Artie Smith won't give anybody the ball who's good at football. Kyle Pitts is one of them. Bijan Robinson's another one.
Right.
Kirk Cousins can get the rock to people. This is a big upgrade for Atlanta. I'm pumped for the Atlanta Falcons fan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've talked. They've drafted skill guys in the top 10. What 3 years in a row. So it's like that was the whole thing. Hey, we just need a quarterback, and I think everyone kind of knew Desmond Ridder, like they were going to give him a shot, but I don't think he shouted like, hey, he's immediately going to make them the best team in the NFC South. And now you get a guy in Kirk Cousins who has proved time and time again that. And even coming off the Achilles, like that really hasn't hampered anything. It's like, nope, we expect the same Kirk. He's going to be able to deliver the ball like he does. Whether you like his personality or any of that kind of stuff, he always performs on Sundays, and he's a tough son of a bitch too, which I don't think he gets enough. Exactly.
On that quarterback, he takes a spear to the chest. He's laying on the ground, looks up to see if it's a touchdown or not, and head back down.
Just let me lay for a minute.
And then he gets up and runs. What happened? He had a punctured lung. Yeah, that's a quarterback job, though.
Yeah.
There's going to be blindside shots. There's going to be big-time shots. You're going to be sitting there in a very, very
compromising,
vulnerable.
Either or.
Both work.
Both work there. Position, and he takes it. And he's a nerd.
Yeah.
Openly knows he's a nerd. Appreciates that he's a nerd. He's tough. His teammates love him. And he's now the Atlanta Falcons quarterback who are the favorite to win the NFC South.